You have
Okay.
your time bowl or no?
I do. Sweet.
I have mine, but I don't want to get it. I like when you do it. All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Namaste, my nigga. Welcome back to unFEMiliar.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Hey.
Namaste, my niggas.
Namaste, my niggas. It's your girl, Dr. Nay, and I'm here with Tony Love. Actually, I'm not here with her. Clearly, we're on Zoom.
Zoom today. But what up, though?
What up, though?
Tony Love here.
Welcome. It's Rope Talk. Rope Talk. We got to talk about that on here, too. Rope Talk.
Talk.
I hope you guys bring your drinks. Bring, your little smoke. Bring your endorphins and serotonin. And I hope y'all also bring y'all robes when y'all come and chill with us at Rope Talk unFEMiliar.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We got a couple things. We haven't been here. We're gonna kind of give you a recap of everything that's been going on. Tory Lanez, go.
Nigga got deported. That's what the Jasmine brand said.
That nigga in Canada.
So yesterday actually, the Jasmine brand reported that Tory Lanez had gotten deported. I haven't seen it anywhere else yet. Maybe they just got the extra boiling hot pot of tea. Okay. Right. But if he did, goodbye, nigga.
I seen a petition for it. So I seen that people were saying, get this nigga the fuck up out of here.
I did see that.
If Tory did do it, I would have signed the petition. I'm not going to sign it if we don't know for sure and no one's spoken out on it, but I think that's weird. No one's spoken out on it.
Because girl, it's a legal matter. They can't say nothing.
He can say something. People say
he's guilty. That's why he's quiet. Because he shot Meg at her feet. I didn't shoot the bitch in her foot. You know what? I think it's insane. Quite honestly, I think it's insane. I think it's bad because, she stated on her live, she thought that they had a genuine, it was somebody she could trust, right? And her circle, we've seen her on the internet, right? The internet. We've seen her, and her circle is pretty tight. We see the same maybe 4 or 5 people around her, right? I feel like only recently have I been seeing these different, the Kylie Jenners, the Tory Lanez, these random people, right? So I do feel for her because, she could have been permanently impaired.
Yeah, I feel for Meg 100%. Okay, if Tory is 100% guilty, Meg can come out and say, this nigga Tory Lanez shot me in my foot. But she's still protecting him in a way too, right? Are we not seeing the same dodging or beating around the bush type of vibes a little bit with that? Like, she was very open, and I love Meg. So I was concerned for her, and I'm genuinely very shocked. But y'all know that nigga Tory is very, very small. He's small.
I found out Tory is 5'3". I am 5'3", bitch. And
he's got Napoleon complex.
Okay, and you know what? We're gonna post on our unFEMiliar Instagram a picture of me standing up and Tory Lanez standing up side by side, so y'all can see exactly how big this nigga is. I've been 5'3" since the 11th grade. Okay.
And so has Tory Lanez.
Clearly, he hasn't grown a fucking inch. Well, I'm 5'3" and a half. I don't know what the fuck Tory Lanez got going on, but because when I got arrested, I made them put my half. Excuse me, sir. Officer, can you put my half inch on, please? Thank you.
Right.
He just looked at me like I was crazy. You put on now. Anyway.
Give me my half inch.
Give me my half inch, sir. Anywho, we don't know if he did it. No, we don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened, right? Is she protecting him? No, I think she's more so kind of protecting herself. Just because in terms of legality and stuff like that, shit could get murky. she says too much, she could blow a whole case. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
her friend did come out. The friend basically
You
said
said the friend came out and said what?
that she was in the car when Meg got shot, and it was only those three in the car when Meg got shot. And she said she was not the one to shoot Meg. So the friend basically said Tory Lane shot Meg.
Why Meg ain't say basically that? She didn't say anything. She said, "Yeah, I got shot." By who? We want to hear it. I want to hear you say it.
We do, but it is. I don't want to act like we like joking about her or whatever. She clearly she made herself open and vulnerable, and at the end of the day, whatever the situation transpired, whoever shot her, whatever transpired, I don't think it was. I clearly don't think it was necessary. Also, I think it was very stupid on whoever shot the gun because you're in an enclosed space.
Absolutely. If Tory did that, he's totally. That's crazy. I keep saying if because, I mean, I was
Facts
not.
are important. Facts make a case. So if is always a thing. We can't just be like, he did it. You're correct. Yeah, no.
I mean, who else could have did it? And that's what I'm saying. Like, somebody else was like, man, something's happening. Like, they haven't said anything about Tory. Tory's not saying nothing. And they're like, maybe, there were other people in the car. But apparently, if there was only the three of them, I mean, her best friend did not shoot her. And it's not funny. It's not funny at all. But I do want to, somebody needs to, come clean. Like,
who shot Meg in the motherfucking foot?
And we need to know.
Not fucking with it. The hot girls ain't fucking with it.
And we need to know.
We need to know.
Team Hot Girls.
Team Hot Girl. I fuck with Meg. I like her style. I like the way she move around in the industry. I like the way she don't turn her shoulder to nobody for no other reason. I like the way she handle her shit. I really do respect her as an artist. And from what I can see her as an individual. I don't know her that much, but from what I see on the internet, I do respect her. So I'm not fucking with it. I don't like it. Also, let's be clear. Tory Lane's career is over in the U.S. Like,
he's done. That's it.
That's it. Like, it doesn't even matter what the issue. Like, when the facts come out, and if the facts are what we're saying the facts are, nobody's fucking with him.
I definitely tweeted the other day that I'm trying to play as much Tory Lanez as possible until all the facts do come out.
Because you know what, Kehlani pulled him off of their song they have on her new album. She pulled him off of the deluxe version. She said it was too late to pull him off of the actual release. So she pulled him off the deluxe. And I think that says something because Kehlani's not like no tiny ass name.
Nah, I mean, definitely we all standing with Meg. So that's just what it is, nigga. Take your little sport man complex and go the fuck back to Canada.
Meg been getting them get well baskets and them bitches is looking fat.
Okay.
Them baskets.
And honestly, men get jealous. Men get jealous. She's signing with Jay and Beyonce. She's doing remixes, and Tory been in the game for a minute. He's nice with it. His pen is nice. Everything is nice that Tory does.
I've seen him in concert. When I went to the Chris Brown concert this September, I went with my best friend Jasmine. Shout out to Jazz. I went with her. Oh, congratulations to her as well. She got engaged over the weekend. Congratulations, Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Yeah. So I went. My best friend took me for my birthday. And I watched him perform, and he actually is a good performer. I thoroughly enjoyed him. Almost more. I enjoyed him more than Ty Dolla $ign. Because Ty Dolla $ign couldn't finish the rest of the songs. He a hook. He got all the hooks, but then he couldn't finish on the song. So, but it was a lot of enthusiasm, and he's a good performer. And I'm not going to take that away from him. He is good as what he does. His music is great, but I can't rock. Like, that's his OD. Like, I can't be out here fucking with the Tory.
Okay. Who is that? We got a guest tonight, y'all.
We got a guest. Is our guest, bitch?
We got a couple guests.
Oh.
A guest of couple?
You need a password, Nay.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, about to get this shit together, y'all. So sorry. Zoom just be
It's
fucking us up
hold
sometimes.
on. Let me text it. I'm gonna text it to them. Hold on. It is okay. Let's see. You should be admitting some guests. But yes, Tori, you should have had your shit together, Slim. And it's a lot of you little niggas out here. I'm 5'9". I'm a big shorty. It's a lot of you little shrimp ass niggas out here trying
Oh,
to
that
boss up. Meg 5'9" too. So let's
yes,
get it straight.
Stallies. Y'all some Stallies. You know, I wish I was 5'9", bitch.
Bitch, no, you don't. Okay. It's hard to find a pair of jeans around this hoe.
It's just hard to find pair of jeans for me. They all too damn long.
So yeah. I'd rather cuff up than always be wearing capris, sis.
Bitch, not always.
Culottes.
What are the tall girl problems? Enlighten me.
Jeans. I like cannot find. You have to buy them longs. So I used to have to only shop at like Gap jeans. We're gonna blink that out because I don't do no promo, but
No free promo.
no free
Free
promo.
promo.
But yeah, I mean, mostly pants issues and then men. Pants and men have been my number one and two issue my whole life. Like little men love me and they be acting up.
Not little men. What they be doing?
Hmm.
Come on,
Mm-mm.
Titty. Come on, Titty.
The big men be acting up and the little men be acting like they even, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna even do this. I'm
Okay.
not even finna do this, but let me just say, men and pants.
Men in pants. I never had an issue with men as far as height.
Of course
Um,
not. Of
because
course you
everybody's taller
haven't.
than me. Even if you're 5'7", you're taller than me. So like, you're 5'5", you're taller than me. So I
Here's
never
the
had
thing though, 5'3" girls is not dating 5'7" niggas.
no.
No, no, y'all dating niggas that's the everybody be like, my man gotta be 6 feet. Like, hold on, sis, because I'm not doing 5'7".
6'1" at the least. 6'1". Six. You have to be 6 or above.
I got an attitude.
The
Let's move
tallest
on.
dude I've ever dealt with was 6'4", and no, he did not play basketball.
I ain't got nothing to say to your little ass dating 6'4", and I just took one out the pool for my big ass. Sayonara, there you go. Another one bites the dust. See you later. Hasta la vega.
6'4". Did you send password?
I did. Did they get it? Did they say they got it?
You sent it to him?
I sent it to both of them in a group chat. It's
Oh,
just some letters. Let me send it to you too.
okay, cool. How do I get a 6'4"? I don't know. I just did. I don't know. I just got it.
I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's hard out here for a pimp.
When you're
When
trying
you
to
trying
get
to
that
get that
money,
money on a ring.
okay.
It really is hard out here, though. It is really hard.
Pimping ain't easy, but it must be done.
Pimping is easy, depending on how you know what I'm saying, depending on how the day go.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just drum rolling right now until we have our company join us.
I know. I know. We're just going through. So we got, and I hope Meg rests up well, by the way.
Yeah, that's my bitch. Shout out to Meg. Nothing's funny. Fuck you, Tori.
I definitely hope that she does well and, recovers in her greatest. And her and Cardi are dropping something on Friday. I'm so excited for that.
Oh yes.
What do you think of what do you like? I like the little, first of all, I like the fact that they did where they mirror each other's images, similar to what we saw Shakira and Beyonce do.
Yes.
I like that. So I'm excited to hear the song. You think it's gonna be hot?
I do. I have a theory that it could be Baps themed because
Bitch,
of the hairstyle.
thing would be so fucking lit. Oh my
And if you
god.
look at their earrings in the picture, it says WAP. So I'm trying to figure out if it's like a play off Baps. But I don't really know what they could put there. But I don't know. I just was speculating because honestly, one of my friends had posted some little hater shit, but I felt him he was trying to be funny. But it was like three answers, and the question was, what do you think this song is going to be about? One, like empowerment of black women. Two, like police brutality and like Black Lives Matter. Or three, the same old booty shaking twerk shit that we always hear.
It's gonna be
So I wrote and said, I hope it's Baps themed. Fingers crossed. Let's be hopeful.
I've been waiting for a Baps theme rap song. I can just work with my girls too. I've been waiting. And it's been a minute since we heard something new from Cardi too.
Right.
Cardi came in very, very, very strong. So I'm very excited.
Yes.
Sorry, that's my
That's okay. I'm ready to see Cardi though. Cardi's been hiding out for a little while, and I love to see her in um Offset. Offset.
I do. As much as the foolishness as they went through, I do love to see them together.
She's happy. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We all go through it. We all have ups and downs. Nobody's
Everybody
perfect.
goes through shit like that. Like
Yeah.
I be hating when I see shit like Cardi dumb. She letting this man. I hate that's her husband. Ain't her little boyfriend or nothing. That's her husband. I turn this off. Child, the ghetto. I don't know how to even turn this shit off. The fucking ghetto. God. Sorry, y'all. My family, them little chatty patties. Let me see if I can turn this off. But girl, this is ghetto. Ooh, child. I'm sorry, y'all. So ghetto. I should have definitely done this well before. I did not know they was gonna be lighting me the fuck up like this. I really didn't.
Oh, real quick,
Speaking of,
name that sample.
Alicia!
I know y'all seen it on Netflix. Okay, I'm telling you, Moesha on Netflix is about to change the game.
I've been watching it like nonstop. Okay.
Non-stop. But I already, when I was BET'd out at one point in my life, Tony, I'm gonna need you to get that
I
motherfucking.
think I just did it. I'm so sorry. It took me a minute to try to figure that out. Says the girl that used to work for Apple. That's ghetto.
Okay.
Clearly, a bitch wasn't paying attention up in that joint. Anyway, Moesha, Mo to the E to the
Mo to the work of the morning, when I'm running, it's me.
it's me.
Come on now.
I
didn't realize she was 15. That's one thing I really didn't realize to begin with. I don't know why.
I didn't know that she was that young either. So I started watching it as an adult. What do you think about Moesha as a friend? So sorry, I'm about to turn this off.
As a friend, I didn't see her be a friend yet, and I've been watching all the episodes.
Okay, because let's get into that. Okay, because I'm like, damn, why you going on
Kim.
right? Like, why are you going on Kim like this? Like, you are just lighting her ass the fuck up.
And
Like,
what make Kim so too dumb to realize it or some shit? Like,
but I think that also played into the whole the whole role of getting the Parkers, because that's kind of how.
She got her spinoff.
Mhm.
That's true.
That is
Which I
kind
love
of.
the Parkers.
Yep.
I've seen all
That's
the Parkers too.
yep.
Honestly, watching Moesha, there would have been no Moesha without Kim. Straight like that.
That's
It
a
wouldn't have been as entertaining. Hakeem and Kim make the whole show, and Miles, they make the whole show funny,
Miles was
comical.
so fucking cute. Okay,
He's
bitch.
so cute.
Miles is so damn cute. Okay, and his little fucking dancing, I be loving it. I be like, get him, Miles. Get him, Miles. Fuck it up.
Oh, Miles is so cute on there. I love watching little TV star kids.
I know, I know, I know. Miles really did his thing. I'm fucking with it. I enjoy Moesha as a show.
Sorry.
It's fine. I enjoy Moesha as the show. I'm still catching up on a few things. I haven't gotten to the cute episodes yet. I did watch it when I was younger, but I wanted to watch it as like an adult too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to like
Get into it.
get into it. So I've been getting into it, honey.
It's definitely a lot to take in watching it because there's so much good and bad with this show. It's like really for young black women who
Mm-hmm.
this is supposed to relate to, it's really kind of tragic, like how they're portraying black girls as friends with each other, how they're portraying black girls to be like rebellious and don't listen and just kind of all over the place, fast,
Because Kim,
super fast.
oof, child. And although it's jokes, but child, had I uttered some shit like that, my mother would have smacked the dog shit out of me.
I
Okay.
mean, and it's every episode where Kim is like aggressively trying to get with some guy and some guy's aggressively trying to get with one of the other girls and then they're calling Kim fat every single episode. I'm so over it already, but I know that that's kind of how TV was in a couple like years ago when what has it been 20 years? Because
Yeah.
one of the episodes she was talking, they was like they said 2020 in one of the episodes. You seen it? I got chills last night watching that show. I was like, whoa, like.
And then look where they are now in 2020. Let's talk about the mom. Let's talk about D. Okay, so first, Cheryl Lee Ralph. Let me start with Cheryl Lee. Let me start with Cheryl Lee Ralph, and then we'll go into D. Cheryl Lee Ralph is a fucking icon, and you should respect her as such. In the industry, she is living Black history. If you didn't know, fun fact: Cheryl Lee Ralph is or was married to the father from Sister Sister, and they had their own production company. They had their, I think it was the first Black-owned production company,
Ray?
producing movies and TV shows.
She was with Ray?
Yup. They are married. I believe they are married. They are icons, and they should be respected. Like, to have the first Black, one of the first Black production companies, because I'm not sure if it was the very first, but
next level.
Started with your husband, family business, and then start to produce your own shows that you're starring in is iconic. It's epic.
Totally agree.
And she's done amazing other work as well. She's an amazing artist. But let's get into how she bodied the D role. Okay.
Okay.
Would you go so far as to saying Cheryl Lee Carey is like the 90s version of, dare I fucking say it, Claire Huxtable? Because think about the similarities between the two. Both good jobs, right? One's a teacher, one's a lawyer, right? Both witty, both smart, intelligent, both they know their men so well that they can reel them in real good. But also, you're not going to gather them or pull no shit on them either. They quick with it. What do you think?
Yes. In that sense, absolutely. One thing I can say though is watching it back, so I'm now paying attention to the storyline and the details of Moesha and the actual show.
Not at all.
Okay. Because, I mean, okay, not even just the storyline, but like watching the storyline, they say that D and him have been married for, I mean, a short amount of time. She's
just
been
got
moved in
married.
for less than a month or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to really wanna, she grounded Moesha that same episode where they were talking about how she's only been there for a month. Like, I felt like she was a little hyper to like put herself in that role, but she did do all the right things after that. That was one thing though I noticed, like, okay. But yeah,
But I
she's
think
definitely
that
like a
that was
Katrina.
also the episode with Mausha was like, "She not my mom." Like, what do you mean? Like, it's definitely a relationship they had to build into, and I think you see that, which I also appreciated. Like, it wasn't like, "Oh, this is my stepmom," where I love her so much. Yet it was more so like, my dad
We
just
had to
got
put in
married.
there.
She's really nice. I really didn't think it would get this far, but yeah, here we are.
Yes.
You know, I
Agreed.
so I thought that was cool. I'm just really excited for it to be on Netflix. I feel like us in the Black community, we have been asking for these shows.
Our
Girlfriend is
shows.
coming onto Netflix as well in the fall. We've
Mm.
been asking The Game, and I love The Game, honey. I watch that shit over and over.
Me too. I've
Um,
seen it too
we're
many times.
seeing these shows coming that we've asked to come back or to even just be on streaming services to just binge watch and just have nostalgia about our childhoods coming
And
back. And we know there was no network that requested that shit. It was strictly the Netflix team reading review, like us, like reading the viewers, like what they wanted, what they want to see. And I think it's important because it also shows that, you know what I'm saying, as big as a corporation as they are, they're listening. Also, they have a lot of black, they got a lot of black head honchos in Netflix, like a lot of black executives, black women executives at that too. So shout out for that. But
I
I'm
love it.
excited. I'm just excited to see us being represented. You know what I'm saying? More.
Because we've seen a lot of other shit that we've been able to binge watch on Netflix. So them landing some of our favorite shows that we've been, like you said, hoping and praying and wishing that they would just put on, make available to us. And it's just our culture. Like, it's just more of our culture that we can experience. A lot of people haven't seen those things straight through. But niggas watch Game of Thrones.
Seen it.
Mm,
The kids got something to watch.
yeah, they do.
It's
All right.
amazing. Also, the gag is Netflix got to pay Monique anyway because Monique is in this sitcom too. Let's be fucking clear.
Yeah, facts.
I'm with it. But rest in peace to the people that we've lost. You know what I'm saying? Andel has passed, right?
Yeah, did Hakeem, is Hakeem's character?
Hakeem passed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew their actual names and so I could refer them to that. I don't. But the dude, was his name Kwesi? What was the dude's name in the very beginning? Kwaji or something.
His name, he played Romeo on the Steve Harvey show.
Yep.
Haji.
Haji.
Yeah.
Yep. He's passed. Haji / Romeo. Y'all that are unaware. He
Okay.
also passed. Okay. So rest in peace to those people who made these films just as epic, because there would be no Moesha without Hakeem. Come on now, let's be clear. Would never be a Moesha without Hakeem. So
Ever. That's what I said. Hakeem. Ooh, Reggie and Marcus are here. All right. Shout out to Moesha though. We all gotta continue to watch it and we'll keep following. I know we're all watching at the same time. We're gonna go ahead and admit our guests into the unFEMiliar podcast.
yes, excited.
They're joining. And they're joining. And they're joining.
Can y'all hear us?
Yes.
We can hear you, boo.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Welcome. I see everybody got their hookah but me.
Girl, you gotta get to it.
Okay. I'm about to spark me a
Spark whatever you got, okay? Because
okay.
we on it tonight. So we were discussing Moesha.
Okay.
We were discussing the revival of the show back on Netflix, something for the kids to watch. Okay. We discussed how she wasn't that great of a friend on the show. Have y'all been watching Moesha?
I watched Moesha when it was first on.
I haven't been watching it since it rebooted because we've been on the Black is King lately, but
yeah,
we'll get to it soon. I'm pretty sure we'll get to it soon.
We are. I saved it for you, boo.
Yeah, but in terms of, I've been hearing lately that she wants to do a reboot, and I don't condone the reboot because I always feel like that when it's a classic and when it's something that's original, you shouldn't touch it. I don't even care if it's the original cast. Y'all have moved on to different avenues of your life and different, places to where y'all are supposed to be today in 2020. Leave it alone and just let the nostalgia. What's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia sit in people's minds about what happened.
I
agree. Yeah.
Well, so I'm always going to play devil's advocate. So as far as a reboot, now I'm okay with a reboot as long as you do it great.
Okay.
So, for instance, there was a reboot of, and we just mentioned Black is King. Mm-hmm. There was a reboot of Lion King. Mm-hmm. As long as it's done great, it is good for me. Now, I won't say that all of them have been good, but as far as like a reboot of a TV show or what have you, there are times where they can really do a good job. People do grow, but you just have to be able to, you need the best writers. You need to be able to incorporate the old school with the new school.
Right.
Yeah, because I think we are, for our generation, we're more accustomed to the old school feel, the old school look. But if you bring something new to it, bring something that is quality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that.
I mean, I think then that's a good point to make too. Like, if you're gonna reboot it right. They were talking about a Martin reboot at one point, and I just don't think that's a good idea, just because of the time frame and where we're at.
Never.
Society.
It could never. Do not ruin the classic, like Marcus said. You do not want to ruin the classic, all right? And that's the most important thing. Like, you don't want to. It taints it.
It's tainted, right? And plus, there's certain reboots you just can't do because the key people aren't here. You could never do a reboot of The Fresh Prince because Uncle Phil's not here. You can't.
I heard that they were doing like a movie thing for that too.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
It's not like it's based off the Fresh Prince sitcom.
Okay.
And, it's like this guy he's from Philly, of course, and he goes to Bel Air, and it was a movie thing for that, and I don't know if it came out yet. Excuse me, but yeah, they're trying to do that too. So I can maybe see a movie.
Yeah, a movie may be more reasonable,
but not a whole
other. Yeah, not a new Fresh Prince like. And honestly, you really can't reboot. You can't reboot Moesha either because Andela's not here. Hakeem is gone.
Right.
A lot of these key people are not here. So.
Yeah, and somebody like Countess Vaughn, if I was her, I wouldn't even come back to be treated like that any motherfucking ways. They treating her like she a brick motherfucking house. She's bad as fuck on Moesha. Why they even doing her like that? I couldn't even believe it watching back how much fat shaming they was doing on Moesha. Every episode, all episode long, like damn. And I feel like she made the show, a lot of the show. So
just like
Countess, I wouldn't even come the fuck back anyways.
Correct.
That part.
Just like she made up the Parkers. And, I really think, I said this before y'all got on, but I think the gag is with Netflix and you know what I'm saying, that host Miss Monique, they got to pay her a point anyway. Let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I read somewhere where Monique just got the judge's approval to sue Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's gonna sue them.
Yeah, she just got the approval to put the lawsuit in. So I hope she wins it.
I do too. I think she deserves her. You gotta give her points too. That's like, did she win an Oscar? She won an Oscar.
She won an Oscar for Precious.
Yes, you give that lady.
You don't like Precious' name?
I like it. It's just such a little terrible story. God damn, like
I'll be honest with
she played the fuck out that mean ass mom, but that shit was sad to watch. I'm just.
You didn't like Precious?
I didn't watch it. I ain't never seen it.
I love Precious. I can watch Precious any day, anytime, because it is funny and it is kind of like
it's funny.
a bad side of me to even feel like it's funny because of fat shaming and all this other stuff. But I guess I don't know. I don't know how to explain it fully.
I have to see it, I think, because I think that's where it comes down to. Like, I might have to just see Precious so I can know what y'all.
Yeah, but it talks about a real life, like, single mother and daughter relationship where you're from the hood or from a bad part of a city to where rape is involved with her father or the boyfriend that her mother was dealing with, to where she had one child with special needs, and how her mother treated that child with special needs and then treated her and then told her to do this and cook for her and then go to the welfare office. It's a lot of realistic things that a lot of Black people go through that was portrayed on screen, which is why I also feel like why she won that Oscar.
It's very realistic because it's just as Marcus said, like it literally tackles a lot of things that are not talked about in the Black family. She got pregnant by her father twice. That's exactly why the child, both her kids had Down syndrome. And that's an experience in a family friend of mine. So it's real life. It's literally real life.
It is. And I think that's why I say, like, I made that face because Precious that movie makes you feel those feelings of things that are relatable, that, you know, all of our families have to some extent can relate to it somewhere down the line. So I think that's why, because I've watched it a bunch of times. My best friend loves the movie and it just cringy to me. Like, it make me cringe to see somebody being treated that way, but I'm just empath. So I be feeling, even movies make me feel the feels, you know. Yeah. But she definitely acted her ass off, and she deserves her flowers. Monique deserves her flowers while she is still here, and she's going to sue to get them motherfucking flowers.
Run her the point.
She was supposed to be Cookie in Empire.
Wow.
She was in the running to be Cookie in Empire, but something happened with, you know, to where eventually. But I feel like Taraji is a great fit.
Listen,
I would have loved to see her as Cookie.
My DC native, Taraji. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
And while we're on, and really quick, and I know we didn't previously discuss, I'm so sorry. This was a question I have for all three of you, actually. So I've been watching a show on, no free promo, on a television, on a channel. I've been watching a show called P Valley.
Okay.
Actually called Pussy Valley, but P Valley. Have y'all been watching P Valley?
No, we supposed to get into it. My best friend just told me about it, and he was like, you gotta watch it.
I heard it's very good. I heard it was so very, very
good. Baby! I gotta get into P Valley, okay? Because P Valley is the fuck it right now.
It's with what's her name from
that's probably one of the best shows.
Dumb something. What is my show?
Well, you know, I be watching another network that we shall remain nameless, and they have the Only Cams show that I was telling you about with Black China. She was like executive producer on there. And they had Tokyo Tony show, and B. Simone has had a show on there, and Jocelyn had Jocelyn's Cabaret
I
last
know
week.
what it's called.
You're right.
I ain't gonna say
I was
it,
about to
though,
say,
but
you was
yeah,
getting ready to
I
say
was
it.
about to
Don't
say,
say
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah, I like them though, and I definitely pay for this little, this little app or whatever to watch these shows. But Jocelyn's Cabaret was really good too, and it was actually really real. Like down in Miami, these girls are walking the streets, they in the clubs, they doing whatever. It shows all behind the scenes. I like that type of. I want to get down and
But I
dirty.
like Jocelyn too, though. As crazy as she is, Jocelyn is good fucking TV. Just like New York from fucking, everybody know New York. New York ass is good TV too. So I'm with it.
Speaking of New York, somebody was saying that she could replace Ellen on her segment because Ellen's about to get canceled too. What a little racist ass.
I saw that. I'm saying, listen,
I don't think she's racist.
Yeah,
I think she's just probably a power once you are a female lesbian in the LGBTQ plus community and you've had this prominent career, at some point you can get big-headed and you can utilize that big-headedness on those that are below you. And I think that she used that over the years. I don't feel like she did it when her show first started, but I feel like that as she became more bigger and bigger and more prominent in just America and the world, that she started to brutalize producers and different TV guests that came on. So, I mean, that's her fault though, because you can't let platforms like that push you to where you become a demon or a villain in a sense.
So I the only thing I'm gonna say to that is, okay, when it comes to like, yeah, there are those situations where, when it comes to those situations where that stuff comes out, have y'all seen the Michael Jordan documentary?
The Last Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I started watching The Last Dance. Yes.
Okay, so the thing about being a perfectionist and wanting to have this is your brand, this is you, and literally there's going to be people who are not going to take your brand as serious as you. So it's easy for us on the outside looking in to be like, okay, well, oh, this person done did this person you done been nasty to this person, that person. I think what happens is people take it as, solely as them being an asshole or what have you, versus them being literally justifying my brand. Like, you not about to break my shit. Like, you not about to take me down because I worked hard for this. Like, I'm sure there's some people who would say that about Oprah. Like, Oprah built her brand. That was literally hers. And I'm sure there's been some people where she done like spazzed on because don't fuck with my shit. So it's just like us working. If you fuck with my money,
it's a fucking problem.
It's a problem. And I don't give a fuck what nobody else feels about it. Unfortunately, you're in the limelight. You're supposed to portray this person. You're supposed to portray this nice person. But in reality, all of us are not nice. All of us are not, like, if I don't know you, like.
But you know what? Also, just to your point, like, this is a business. At the end of the day, I'm running a business and it needs to be profitable, right? And if it can't be profitable because of X, Y, and Z, then we got to cut out X, Y, and Z, And I want to take a minute to segue that into our next topic. A lot of the times I've heard from the documentaries that we've seen that Beyonce is also a perfectionist.
Because she's a perfectionist.
Yep, and when she's working, everybody is required to be on their P's and Q's.
Absolutely.
And that is why we get such great art, such as Black is King. Let's talk about it.
Listen, because I will never forget, and this is the viral video of when the person messed up the lights and she was like, somebody's getting fired. Listen, there are situations where depending on the person, there's going to be a backlash.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody is going to be like, okay, well, oh, that's just so and so. That's just how they are. There's going to be people who are going to be like, okay, she's a bitch.
And Shay, you run other businesses as well. So you give it your intake as a business owner.
I mean, I don't think it's an issue if everybody thinks you're a bitch. I think what tied us into this and Beyonce being a perfectionist in relation or relative to Ellen being a perfectionist, I just feel like you're not going to hear Beyonce say or have a bunch of racist nonsense or, you know, shit like that going on. She's really clean with her brand. So if she's a bitch and she's a boss, sometimes that goes hand in hand. And that's how I feel women can be portrayed. Niggas, you never hear, men, you never hear about successful men being, you know, people calling them assholes or whatever, because it's not as common to just call them out on that, because we're almost expected when somebody's making that kind of money for them to have that level of attitude in a sense. They can't be bothered with little small bullshit. They got other things on their mind, and that's what people are gonna assume is like, oh, she's an asshole or a bitch or whatever. But I think that she's probably cool with that. She should be probably a bitch. That's how she get her shit done right. So I mean, as long as you compensating people the right way to be talked to, you know what I mean, they know what they're there to do. It's a job. Sometimes you take, and those are contract jobs when you work for people like that. So people hire you based on your skill. You know what you're coming in there to do, working with that caliber of person. So Beyonce does no wrong in my eyes. That's me personally.
I feel like it's also like a work ethic and what your work has shown thus far. And I feel like that also because that she's known as a very sweet person, a very kind person, no matter where she goes. That reputation of being a sweet person also is on her side, to where people know that because of the work that she has produced over a 20-year career, that when they are incorporated in something new that she's doing, they understand that, yes, she's a sweet person, she's kind, but when it comes to getting something done to where it can be immaculate and to a point of where it inspires a whole generation or everyone and then some, then people will snap into form and be like, it's okay if she went off in this one moment or she didn't necessarily like the work that I put in for this cinematography or this direction or something, because that's what she's known for. She's known as being a sweet person, but she's also known as putting in the work, and a lot of work that a lot of artists and a lot of people don't do. So I wouldn't even say it's in her terms being a bitch. It's like, ain't no bitch. It's just boss lady mode, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's
boss lady mode to where
bitch go hand in hand.
Right. To getting
you can't have one without the other. A little bit, to be honest. And bitch is not. It's not a bad thing. It's really you bossing up and people don't like it, and that's what they call you. Instead of wanting to call you a boss, or you know what I mean, somebody that's pushing you to your next level, you just degrade them and try to call them a bitch. Her Black is King.
Yeah.
It's been catching a lot of heat too, though. We've been catching a lot of commentary, negative commentary. Good and bad, good and bad.
Because people don't want to understand. People don't want to understand because, for one, it's a whole lot of people that's not Black that are making those commentaries.
Correct.
Because
talk about it.
There's also a lot of people there are some people who are Black who are making those comments that I agree with.
Because they're so American centered, and so and those are the same people that will argue about the Black Lives Matter movement. Those are literally the same people that will, and some of them go interchangeably, where they'll actually fight for the Black Lives Matter movement, but then when something like this is catered to a Black Lives Matter and catered to an African-centered history and diaspora, then they want to catch an attitude. And a lot of times I pinpoint it back on to how people hate on the people that are doing something that you're not doing. When you want to get out there and you want to do something, or you're doing something that's not to the level of somebody else, people will always find a reason to hate on you and always will find a negative connotation to what you're doing to demean your work and demean because Couldn't nobody, do you understand that Beyonce went through the whole country of Africa, through different, continents, Lord have mercy, country, continent of Africa and different countries within Africa to find out her roots, to find out the ocean and find out where she came from, and platformed those same people, our people and her people, on a TV screen so black little girls, black boys, and older generation and us can see who we are and where we come from and why we are doing what we do today, and why we are fighting for what we are fighting for today in a country that doesn't even have anything to do with Africa other than rob and kidnap Africans from their own land to colonize and build up this land. So people will never understand, I guess, if you don't want to educate yourself, if you don't want to really immerse yourself into your own history, into what's going on, then you will always be on the outside and you will never understand. You will always be the person that somebody fights back against you or comments back against you because you're just not right.
Right. Like, it's like you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. And so she did her history. She went into the Yoruba religion. She studied where she was from. She studied those tribes. And, I saw a tweet from another artist basically stating that, we love an African aesthetic draped in corporate capitalism, because the images that were portrayed in Black is King, I think all of us here can agree that these were impeccable, amazing images that we've never seen before. We've never seen us in that light.
Yeah, and can we see us in that light? Can we? Can we see beautiful Africa, like and rich and blinging and glamorous? Can we see that for once? Like for once, I love that.
She wanted to show Black royalty and that we are royal beings. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like, why try to down her work or discredit her work because she wants to show us that we are regal. You know what I'm saying? Also, let's be very clear about what we're talking about. We're talking about fucking Beyonce, nigga. Beyonce is not about to be in no bullshit on the TV. And that's just the period.
Okay, but look, remember in her Hold Up video, she was in another country. I'm not sure where she was. And she was in a poor city, it looked like a poor, like more good looking city outside of wherever she was. And she didn't have them. They didn't look terrible in that video either. Everybody looked, but they didn't look as glamified and glorious. She did this on purpose. She wanted us to be uplifted with that.
Right. I think she has done that throughout her career with portraying Black people from all over the world in a different aspect in a positive way, per se. People always try to put an emphasis on glorifying poverty. But I don't think that she glorifies poverty. I think that she incorporates everybody that needs to be incorporated in the environment that she is in for the specific song or specific video that she's trying to do or image, to make sure that the world sees that. Because a lot of times we get so stuck in, because we live in America and we have this freedom of right per se, that we can just say anything and not look at what everybody else is going through. And that could be white, Black, brown, yellow, whatever skin color you are. I feel like she brings that welcomeness to the TV screen here.
She does. And I think also she specifically, like, whatever influences are on that song, she will go there and showcase and highlight. And that's exactly what you're saying.
And one thing that gets on my nerves is when people on Twitter have been recently saying about how she's being a capitalist by utilizing what she's done on Black is King to make money and all this other stuff. What people also have to realize is we always complain when a Black Lives Matter movement happens or when a Black man or a Black woman is killed. We want these celebrities to speak up, to give money, to march with them and do all this different stuff. And when somebody does when Beyonce, for per se, writes letters to the mayor of the actual cities of where Ahmaud Arbery was killed and Breonna George was killed, and puts out petitions and all this other stuff, and then comes out with this, they want to complain. But when it's their favorite artist or their favorite person that's a celebrity isn't doing the same stuff, they want to just pass it on by. They always want the big people to do it. And when the big people do it, they still have something to say.
Or even if they don't do it, they literally won't go out. There's people who won't go out and be like, oh, well, they should have did this. They should have did that.
Yeah.
It's literally, I think it just goes back to, I love sports. And it goes back to how you've never played sports a day in your life, but you're able to tell somebody what they needed to do to get the touchdown or to get that basket. You're able to tell them, but you can't show them how to do it. So you just telling them, oh, you should have went this way. In that moment, what were you doing? You haven't done that. How can you tell somebody else what they were supposed to do?
I want to see half of these people that comment on things such as Black is King do it themselves. Right. I want you to really dig deep down into a book and deep down into different documentaries and travel your ass over to Africa and go to different countries and write down different stuff of outfits and different cultures and tribes and symbolism and actually do what was portrayed to us on the TV screen. Because at the end of the day, also Beyonce is a working woman. Her career is music. How else do you expect her to make money?
Well, what's going to happen is if a regular person does that, what happens is our regular people will then say, oh, you doing that because so-and-so.
And I was about to say that too, Reggie. I think
it's because so-and-so did it.
Yes. And to hit on what Marcus is saying and to hit on what you're saying, yes, she's an artist. This is her job. She needs to be profitable. But also let's be clear. For me, my definition of, celeb status and all of that is really being able to put on your people, really being able to put on your family members and things like that. Beyonce went to a whole nother country and put money in these dancers, these designers, these artists, these makeup artists. She put money in these women, these regular people, because there was a lot of people from the areas that she was in just in there doing their street dancing. She put money in her own people's pocket. And what is better than putting your own people on? If you're a celebrity and you're not even trying to put your own people on, you're not even trying to uplift your community, then what's the purpose?
That's absolutely correct. And as much as I travel, it's like I see it. Like there's so many times where it's, that's not, I couldn't do that. That's not for me. And I'm like, what? That's confusing.
It was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I think it really kind of showed us Black people, especially young Black girls, that, you know what I'm saying, your skin is amazing despite what you're seeing and what these young people are seeing on TV and everything like that. And also, I want to make it a very clear point. I heard this earlier that a lot of people look at the U.S. as having all of this racial problems, these racial tensions, but other countries have those same issues, those same problems. So I thought Black is King is amazing. I thought it was great. Reggie, you touched on how you go to a lot of different places. You are a little travel, you know what I'm saying? You be traveling, whatnot, and so forth, okay? You be all around the world, taking your world tours, honey, okay? Can't catch you sometimes. You be on that jet, baby, okay? Talk to me about 50-50 on vacations. What you think?
50-50 on vacations?
On the vacation.
Yay or nay?
I feel like yay. Why not?
Is it mandatory or
unless
the rules?
the person can't really?
Right. So okay. Let me elaborate. I feel as though if you're both, because again, we was in a book club and we talked about being equally yoked, and that's building one another up. So if people think equally yoked means, oh, you make just as much money as I do. Money is out. That has nothing to do with you being equally yoked. What the thing about being, traveling with your partner, having fun with your partner, living with your partner is everything is actually it's 100. Because where I fall, you should be able to pick me up. That's being equally yoked. And everybody always thinks everything's 50-50. It's not. If my partner can't afford, and I'm the breadwinner, to take that trip or to do, the things that I do, then of course, hey, we do it, whatever you can give, then we do it that way. Or it's give and take. Now, do I feel as though my partner should 100% solely rely on me? No. I don't agree with that at all. When and there's moments where, like for instance, where people, I hear a lot of people say like, I just want to be a housewife or what have you. And it's like, okay, so what else are you contributing to this partnership? Because there's a difference between a partnership and a relationship. A partnership is literally 100. A relationship is, okay, we doing blah, 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 blah. When I travel, it's literally to experience everything and take in everything.
And honestly, to interject, I also believe that, yes, I believe in the 50-50 as well, but I also believe that if you don't have anything to go on a trip like that, you shouldn't be going in the first place.
That's it.
You need to work up and earn your own coin.
That's it.
That's the motherfucking key. If you broke, stay at the home.
Exactly. Build up your own net worth, build up your own profitable equity and so forth to be able to go on that trip. And then even if he or she pays for the whole thing, you can contribute a little something once you get there or when you get back. Or, I'll pay the mortgage when we get back for the month. You don't have to worry about that.
If someone's paying for dinner, you cover the tip. Like, it's you follow up. It's an alley-oop. I'm going to be right there behind you. And maybe next time we can swap and do it a different way. I do think Reggie hit it nail on the head saying it's 100% on both ends at all times for everything. And that's it. Like, you both give your best, whatever that is. It might not be, you might not could give all that I can give right now, but it's, if you giving what you can, and I know that, you know that. So it's about communication and knowing your partner and caring enough to know where they're at and what there's on their plate, where they're at mentally. Because that vacation shit, who made that shit up. It was them people on Twitter mad because
it flew out.
Right.
That was another
can't afford it.
Yeah, like that's another thing. I know bitches be going on vacations when niggas they don't like you don't even like these people. They're interested in you, want to go for the free trip, and I feel you, but girl, I don't, because I'm not about to sit in front of somebody I don't like to be on a trip. Like, that's gonna ruin my damn trip.
I would like to go 50-50. 50 sound good to me. It sounds like, okay, we in this together. I like the sound of it.
And being real, I've actually seen it. I've actually seen where someone was taken up and literally they pissed the person off who paid for the trip. They had to figure out how to get back.
See, and that's what the fuck you're not gonna do. You're not gonna leave spending in no fucking island, country, beach.
You want to get flued out. You want to do all this stuff, but don't have shit for yourself. So where if something happens between y'all two, everybody, we're all human. We all gonna get attitudes. We all gonna feel some type of way. We all gonna do whatever we want to do. And sometimes it'd be like, okay, well, fuck you. I'm gone. And I don't give a fuck about you. I'm going back because I got my shit. You got to figure it out. And then in those situations, what do you do? My mom
you got some money, because just like Marcus said, you ain't got no money, ass gonna be stuck.
Right.
And with Reggie and I, whenever we want to go somewhere or we plan, even if it's just small, especially with COVID-19, when we plan to go somewhere, we plan to do it half and half. Mm-hmm. It's never, unless it absolutely necessarily has to be that, then we have an understanding that it has to be that, but I'm gonna always, or he's gonna always contribute to something later or during to make sure that it's made up for. But whenever we plan something, that's always with the intention of going 50-50 with the money, 50-50 with everything. He may pay for a lot more during food there. I may pay for this, then here. But we always, from the get-go, the plane ticket, the hotel, and so forth, it's always going to be half and half.
Yeah.
And you know, I think my dad would whoop my little tail, okay, because he's super old school, okay. Both my dads. I have a stepdad and my actual father. If my actual father was here, he would say the same thing. But I don't 100% agree with them. I think I agree with you guys. I think it should be 50-50, especially if that is your partner, because like Reggie said, that's what a partnership is. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that because I paid for the plane tickets, you're not paying for the hotel. That's not what that means. You know what I'm saying? Because we both not trying to come back dead broke. That sounds crazy.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, so no, I agree with y'all on 50-50 on vacations. I personally have never been on a vacation, so.
And every generation is different. I feel like that most of our parents' generations are used to that manly patriarchy household.
There's a dominant and
right, where the man does everything and the female doesn't have to worry about anything. But I'm not guessing. I know that our generation and the Generation Z and so forth has gotten into this predicament where we have educated ourselves to understand that it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be what the Bible says and man, he, this, that. No, it could be male and female. It could be man and man, female, and taking care of your business and making sure that you have a good ass time. If you got it, do what you want to do with it. Just be responsible with it and get that equity back and then do it again and then grow and do what you need to do. So
now I have a question for go ahead. No, you go, Reggie.
Also, so to just to piggyback on that one little part real quick, what happens is what I've learned to realize is everyone always says, I'm so independent. But what you don't realize is every time somebody flies you out or you get flued out, you don't understand that they have a particular sense of control over you. Because at that point, they have a monetary control over you, and you're going to feel obligated to do something for them because they've done that multiple times. You don't realize how much control you're giving of yourself, but you're so independent, but this person has to fly you out every time.
Right.
There's not a sense of independence.
It's definitely, listen, my mother told me a long time ago, ain't a motherfucker going to give you shit for free. She told me that a very long time ago. That literally encompassed everything in my life. And Shay, you know my mama, so you know she said it just like that.
Absolutely.
Can I throw a question back at y'all in the sense of, so what if it's not a relationship? What if it's not somebody getting to know each other and it's just a homegirl on Instagram model, whatever it is, Instagram male model, and somebody was like, I like you, I want to do some things when you get here and all this other stuff. And they fly you out. How do you think that person should feel then? Should they just take the trip, take that free trip and go, or do you think they should contribute something when they get there?
Look, the person who's getting flued out, technically, and I know it sounds crazy, technically the person who's getting flued out has all the power. Because whatever you've done to get this person to do all these things for you, you got that judge, you got that you got that something, right? You know how to manipulate or control the conversation situation where you're getting what you want out of it. So I feel I have seen some girls get flued out, whatever, and ditch the nigga when they get there. You know what I'm saying? And like ha type shit. Because it's mad niggas trying to do mad things to them and they're like, fuck guys, I don't care, I'm gonna just get what I can and whatever. But you already know there are some naive people who might go and not expect that they gotta give something up. But I think.
So if I may, real quick, so in that same retrospect, do you think it's a false sense of security that they feel like they got that judge, they got the shit? It's a false sense of, in my opinion, I feel like it's a false sense of, oh, I got this nigga, I could do whatever, I got him, I can get him to do whatever I want for him, from me. But at the same time, what makes you think he's not doing that for somebody else?
Right. No, I agree. It's definitely not the smartest outlook. I'm not saying but some women and men have the art of seduction and all that stuff. So what I meant by that is you can get yourself to the point where you're gonna get flued out. And once you get to that point, it's like, okay, because you manipulated the situation to get here. You did. I feel like, I mean, maybe if it happens organically, then maybe you're gonna go and fucking it's gonna be a regular fun time. Like, and you know what you came for and they know why they flew you out. But like manipulators are the ones that get into situations where they get flown out and they don't want to do nothing with the person. They just was there for the trip because you was manipulating shit. So that's why I say, if you get to that point, like you in control, you can either ditch out and maybe you got your own money and you got a free flight.
Maybe, and that's what I'm about to say.
Those
do you
people
even
I'm
have
scared of.
Do you even have the money because you got the free
Those
trip in the
people
first
scared.
place? Once you ditch, do you even have the money to do what you want to do when you ditch?
The coin, because why did you need to do all that to get there? I would have
You
just
could've
flew
did it by
myself.
But
Right.
also,
Facts.
to Marcus's standpoint too, if you going on a boom, 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 I'm trying to fly you out, we gonna do X, Y, and Z, and the girl or the guy is with it, then pay for the trip. You invite them. You knew what it was. You know they're not giving that shit up for free.
Right.
Pay for the trip.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when things get tricky like that, it's because somebody's not keeping up their end of the bargain, and that's just somebody. Either the money's falling through, or the shopping, or something, whatever situation that y'all have worked out. Right. Because y'all agreed to this already, and now somebody's not holding their end of the bargain up.
What if you just say, I'm good, love, enjoy? That's what he said. Left that bitch in the hotel. Okay. She knew what time it was. She wasn't with it when she got there. She thought she was going to alley-oop the nigga.
And what if it was a catfish?
Okay. He alley-ooped your ass back, bitch. Let me put them motherfucking cookies
right.
in the hotel.
At the time at the airport, talking about something, oh, we got to go. That's not her.
Okay. Like, that, you got to know what you're getting into. If you going out for that, then...
Now, here's the thing. What if you're dating? Okay, forget that. I was going to say, what if you go on vacation with your friends and one of your friends is like extra broken, ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like one of them situations.
Should have never came on the trip
Bruh,
in the first place.
I'm not about to feed you in and out all week.
And when Reggie gets back, he can attest to, because he actually has an actual experience where he's gone on a trip and somebody miraculously couldn't pay for dinner and couldn't pay for this, and he had to pull out his own pocket to do that. I can't wait till he gets back.
Okay,
Reggie,
so in the meantime, I've been on a date, and this nigga really, I was so young. I was like 19. We was at Applebee's. We was on a group date too. It was all of us. And my date, my date was broke. I don't know. And just try to finesse the whole situation.
And you went to Applebee's.
Right. We already at Applebee's.
We already get the one. What they do, the $1 promotions for some low level tequila and stuff.
Okay, you can get, man.
Tell your story about how you went on a trip and you would use that money because the person didn't have money.
Oh God.
Reggie's face, he over all fucking ready. Look, he like no.
So yes, that has happened to me. Just the aspect of feeling entitled to my money, and that's always been my issue with people who do that. I went to New York, paid for everything. And I don't skimp on shit when it comes to like traveling, because wherever I lay my head, it needs to be very comfortable.
A1.
So
a fact.
There was a time where I went to the Global Citizens Festival. I drove there. I picked the person up. Then we drove there. And then paid for all the food, the hotel, the parking, which, you know, in New York. And the reason I say parking is because in New York, you know, to park your damn car
That's an expense you gotta account for before you go.
That's literally a hotel by itself. So just that I paid for. We decided to go to the City Girls brunch, which was not cheap because this was when Young Miami literally came there. Okay. And so that shit wasn't cheap because I was like, okay, we're gonna be right there, front center, blah blah blah, and just the fact that afterwards, because I thought it was going to go somewhere, and that was me being naive.
Oh, this was a dating person. No, you didn't say that.
Me being naive. I didn't even want to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about this, but
you didn't say it now, so
y'all gave me in trouble.
Not mad cute. Okay.
Y'all gave me in trouble on this podcast. Me being naive, I just I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm me. I don't be looking for nothing because shit, I'm me. So I'm like, okay. And then come to find out 2 weeks later, this person was back in New York with somebody else. So I was like, oh, fuck you, bitch. Stop talking to me. Don't talk to me no more. Like, I'm good. So.
But how is it? My thing was, when you're with a friend, like I've been out with a group of girls and it's always like a little.
Always, ain't it?
Straggler. Always a straggler. Like, come on. I got you. I'm going to get you drinks. Fuck it. I don't do that shit no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that no more.
When I travel out, it has to be with the right group of people where I know, where I keep the circle around where everybody has their money together. Yep. Savings together, things to where if I pop up and just say, okay, let's go here, I know who I can go to go on that trip with me, because anybody trying to deal with the person that's stuck in the hotel, or we go to this nice restaurant, well, I can't do this and I can't. Okay, well, then shit, how did you get here in the first place? Because you rather to go here and you got rent paid, needing to be paid in 5-6 days, but yet you here right now. It's where people got the priorities messed up.
I agree.
In my life.
I need to go get my toes done. I haven't went to an actual nail shop yet because I'm still kind of scared.
Oh, it's fine. We went and they literally took our temperatures before we even walked into the door.
Where y'all go? Shoot, because that's where I'm going.
This place right by our house. Literally.
Right across from the 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Oh, got you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know what that's
right across from the 7-Eleven, and we went
nice
there.
with the two in there.
You said wasn't that?
They do little nails in there. Homegirl.
And they took our temperatures, and then we signed a non-disclosure.
Oh, shit.
And we kept pushing. You almost done?
Non-disclosure.
We were not a non-disclosure, but we signed something to where we couldn't
sue them if they call
them in case if they denied us service because of if our temperatures were to a certain level.
Oh, okay. I like a good businessman.
Right.
Honey, you better the bitch don't sue me, okay? You walking this bitch.
It's like you ain't gonna sue us. You can have a temperature of 100. You better leave your ass on out of here and keep it
I
good.
like that, honey.
Right. You like they can square up with your ass. You come up in here with a 98. Don't come up in here with that 98, nigga.
Don't come over here with that shit.
Okay.
Right. Okay. We finna start taking temperatures at the door too.
Okay.
Finna.
Thank you.
We're gonna bring it on in.
Right, let's bring it on in.
Yes. Final topic is drum roll. If you're riding with your spouse, or your spouse coming to pick you up, and they pull up and they mama up front in the car, and you waiting outside with your bag ready for pickup, packed and ready to go for the day. Y'all knew you was chilling with mom, but like I ain't know I was sitting in the back seat.
Oh, girl. Oh, this one.
Let's talk about it.
I'm getting in the back seat if my man mom is in the front because it's respect. That lady done birthed that man. She done been through a whole bunch of other shit in her life that I cannot.
Right.
Ain't never been through.
Us.
Also, I'm trying to form a relationship with this lady too. Like, I can't just be, bitch, excuse me, you gotta get out the front seat. Hell, she might have bought my man his car, and I'm telling her to get out her own fucking car.
What if he came to pick you up in y'all's car that y'all own together in the mom's car?
Same rules.
And then she's in the front.
I think that's so petty to argue about who's sitting where anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's a damn seat. You're going to the same destination.
Well, I think it matters if it's like your homeboy.
Now, homeboys, that's different.
You gotta get out.
Homeboys or homegirls. This is my car, my man and my girl is driving. I'm going to sit in the front. Now, when it comes to your mother, that's, especially even if they're not considered elderly, because elderly is like 65 and above, that's still his mother. Even if it's your mother, I'm pretty sure that if the roles were reversed and it was her mother and him sitting in the front and he acted the way that she was acting, then it would be a problem on a whole nother level. So, of course, I'm always going to allow my mother to sit in the front seat because she's the one that raised me for 50, 11, whatever years that I've been on earth. Mm-hmm. And she's also the one that has paid for education, the one that has paid for everything. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how long I've been with you in a relationship. That's my mother. It could be my father as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna let your aunt.
Right.
So even beyond the paying for anything, the fact that this is my mother and my auntie, everybody knows about my auntie. My auntie has the same respect as my mother. Like, that one, I'm going to jail for, period. I'm legit, like, she'll bail me out because she got the coin too. And do everything she needs to do. But at the same time, with my auntie is gets the same respect as my mom. The fact that I think that a lot of times people just feel like, oh, well, they'll let their best friend sit in the front seat over their mother. They'll allow that to be the situation. That'll be okay. They'll argue for the fact that, oh, my best friend's sitting next to me. My girl can sit in the back. Or my dude can sit in the back. And it'll be okay. And I'm like, but you okay with your mother sitting in the back seat?
I think it was.
I'm not gonna lie, that video did bring a lot of memories within myself and made me regret. I don't have too many regrets in life, but it made me regret the decisions that I've made where, say my mother came into town when I was in college and I was driving, she would offer to sit in the back seat. She'd be like, oh no, it's fine. I'll sit in the back seat. You can have your friends sit in the front and stuff. And I would go with it. And I would have my friends sit in the front seat. And when I saw that video, it reminded me of the time that I did do that. And it was like, I would never, ever, ever, ever make that mistake again and let my mother just offer herself to sit in the back seat because it's disrespectful. And I've never asked my mother to this day how she felt of, even though she offered, I still went along with it. I feel like she was testing me, but I failed that test. And I would never,
though, because as you grow older, you start appreciating a little bit more.
Right. Exactly. And on top of that, let me say this part as well. That shows the caliber of your friend as well.
Right.
Because your friend allowed that to happen. There's no way that me being your friend, if I'm riding with Tony, if I'm riding with Nate, and y'all mothers come, my ass is getting right in the back seat, period. There's no question about it.
That's all you want, and that's it. And it is with your friend, but it's all in the energy. So your mother probably didn't mind at all and was like, no, baby, enjoy yourself. You know, I'm here with you. Yeah. And that is all good energy. And I'm sure she probably ain't tripping about it, but it is good to grow and know, like, okay, no, that, you know what I mean? It's just a certain level of respect you give to people who raised you and taught you everything you know. And yeah, you damn sure ain't gonna argue with your spouse's mom. But see, I think in that video that we saw, that the mother and the wife or whoever already had issues.
They had issues.
And that's what I want to know the underlying story to what has happened in the past and what happened before. Yeah.
Do you think somebody's mom can cross the line with you? That's the real question, because if the mother has already crossed the line, then you need to get your ass out my motherfucking car. If this is my car.
Because clearly, and honestly, I may sound bad for saying this, but her mother, in the way that she was so nonchalant about it,
was like doing it arrogantly.
Right, was doing it as a purposeful way of trying to get to her button. Like pushing that button to make her go off, because she knew what would make her go off. And I'm not saying, I still go with my saying, I felt like homegirl should have just been the bigger person and be like, whatever. But I don't condone her mother's actions and just sitting there like, I ain't moving.
Yeah, this my friend.
And it was her car. It was her car, and she should at least had a little bit more respect in the sense of saying, in the sense of, baby girl, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I know this is your car. I just want to ride beside my son because I haven't seen him in months. I hope you get that.
That's different energy though, and you know we all know.
Everybody. I don't understand why people don't want to have that energy with you.
Because everybody don't got good energy, Marcus. That's the problem, and everybody don't know what the type of energy they hold. They're not familiar with how they vibrate through different people. Right. And so when you're not in tune with yourself, and situations like that arise, despite whatever personal feelings you have, you don't even know how to put your personal feelings aside and be the big person. And that's the problem, I think. Right. In that video, that's what we saw. We saw two very possessive, I think, people, and mothers are possessive rightfully. If I grew you, out of my fucking vagina, you are mine. Period. You know what I'm saying? So that is a given, but that's a given.
But if I have a son, I come and visit and he with his person, and I'm like, I'm not gonna try to build static.
Yeah.
If create static.
They don't compare. Yeah. Like the places that those two women hold in that man's life don't compare. There's zero comparison.
No, they don't.
So where would you rank statuses in a relationship in terms of a wife? Where would you rank your mother? Where would you rank your husband? Where would you rank your children?
All right, so sorry about this. My values are a little old school here. So your wife is first, your children is second, and then your mom, dad, your immediate.
So it takes me back to and I can't remember it, but there's a thing with your hand where each finger separates. So each finger separates. So like this is supposed to symbolize when you're birthed. This is when you become a teenager. This is when you are in your adult years. And this is when you're supposed to separate. So notice your wedding finger here. You cannot separate your wedding finger from your partner. So if you try to, I think it's that one. I don't remember what it was. It's some way that you're supposed to do it. Hold on. I gotta look it up. But it's a way that you're supposed to hold your hand, and it shows it identifies like the growth of a person and how you meet your partner grown up, and how you meet your partner, and then how your fingers won't separate. Oh, that's what it is. So it's like this, and then this. Wait, no, I gotta.
All right,
I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up. I'm sorry.
The nail over there.
I gotta look it up.
I've heard it before, and I'm trying to.
I have to look it up.
Yes, you gotta give us the tea on that, because I'm interested in that. No, I think you're right. As you evolve as a human being, you know what I'm saying? Your priorities become a little different. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm putting my kids first no matter what. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Your partner, mother of your child, the father of your child, your husband, your wife, whatever, your partner is going to be the one to also help you hold that household down. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That person has to be first, because who's going to take care of your kids if y'all are both gone? If something happens to both of them.
Sorry, Reggie's geeking me.
He's over there.
I'm legit trying to figure it out. Like, I'm gonna have to, hold on.
I can't even do the little
split
go to
YouTube.
I can't get
in that situation with the car, just to kind of put some resolve to that. I also feel if your mother, your wife are beefing like that, it's kind of up to you to try to help them find some resolve. You knew damn well pulling up with your mama in the front seat was gonna cause that conflict
That's what it
too.
is.
Like, why y'all pull up gangster trying to jump your wife like that?
And clearly, and he's at fault as well for doing that.
He acted
Knowing your mother
racist.
had beef with her and then doing that, and then you want to get baby. No,
Nah,
you had
nah.
everybody has a part into how that situation flared up, and you know Twitter has its own words. But I believe this should happen. This should happen. I believe in knowing what has happened fully to really be able to then make your opinion noted. Because if you don't know what's going on, you don't need to be commenting.
100%.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I just had to remember it. Okay, so it's like this. So this symbolizes, all right. So when you're a baby, you grow up, you're able to break apart, right? That's your growth period.
Put your hands up.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to grow apart, right?
Okay.
You're able to grow apart as an infant, right? Right.
Oh,
so
these two you can't.
When you become an adult or a teenager, you're able to grow apart from your family. This is the union. This middle part represents the union of you and your partner. Now try to separate your ring finger. You can't separate.
And honestly, we talked about this in our book club a couple of months ago, where we talked about sex and how even when you're with a partner, you're already in a marriage with that partner that you're having sex with. Because sex is a marriage.
Absolutely.
Sex is where you're literally portraying your energy with somebody else's energy and conjoining it into one.
Yeah, it's an exchange.
So when you're married, and they were talking about how when you're married, it's supposed to be between two married couples, and I know the authors say it's supposed to be between a man and woman, but I'm speaking in retrospect with anybody. When you're married to somebody, you have that conjoinedness and that togetherness to where you can't separate that energy. And that goes hand in hand when you step out of that and you do it with somebody else. Now you're entering somebody else's energy into that marriage. And yeah, so that's how I look at it.
100%. I better be careful out here. And I mean that for everybody, my listeners, us here that are together tonight. Thank y'all for coming. Marcus and Reggie, we want y'all back.
We have to have you back. We're going to dig more into this relationships topic, and I need you guys here because you guys have such a great partnership and a great union.
For real, though.
I appreciate the dialogue, and you can give young girls like me something to take back because the bitch ain't never been on a baecation. I done met a mom.
We learn every day. We learn every day something new about each other, and even when the times are dire to where the tire is flat and it's slipped, we found a way to get a new tire and keep it rolling.
That's exactly it.
Ooh, I love that.
I love it.
Exactly it.
Ooh. Yes, y'all come back. And if you guys want to plug any of your social media stuff, like where people can.
Sure.
Plug.
You can follow me on Instagram at Marco_EHH. That's Marco_EHH, and that's Twitter as well. So Twitter, Instagram, the same thing, same handle.
And for me, I'm on Instagram. It's 2 underscores. MCXXI_.
Ooh.
My year of birth.
All right, y'all heard it. Them here first, and check us back in a couple weeks.
All right.
Come back with us. Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.
Y'all.